Welcome, friends from ChiroSecure. Thank you so much for joining me today. We've got some really interesting things planned, and I know you're going to learn something today. Why? Because you're a chiropractor and you don't get into the media very often. And if you do, thank you. I give you a sincere appreciation for doing so. It's not easy, and that's why today's presentation is really going to help you build the media around your office. That's so important. And I tell you, if we all this as the 90,000 chiropractors out there that are licensed, the nation would be well equipped and well educated to see us as the first wellness care doctor or the first approach to non pharmacological care. And that's really where we want to be. We want to be educating our patients nationwide on how and why chiropractic should be the first choice. So, my friends, let's get started. January went really quickly, so I want to make sure we don't give up all of February yet. So, jumping in, what is our topic today? 20 media tips to ace 2023. And as you know, it can't be done without our amazing sponsors. Look at that list. ChiroSecure, we thank you. We thank you every month we do this. But this list is chock full of people who appreciate the chiropractic profession. And I hope you'll take the time when you're in an expo to stop and say thank you to them. So, how are we going to maximize your brand? You're the expert in your community. What are you going to do sure people know who you are and what you do? So, to maximize our success in 2023, we first need to take a look at your brand and how you and your clinic are found online. So, the first thing, if you haven't already done this, and that's okay if you haven't, because many of us are focused with our hands on our patients, we need you to claim your listing. You may have listings on Google already and not even know it. True story. Search for your clinic or practice on Google, and you may find that you have an unclaimed listing. Everything I teach you today can literally be done in an afternoon. So you have a down afternoon or you have a weekend afternoon that you can spend just doing a little bit of research. I tell you, it's going to make a big difference. When you claim your listing, it's going to ensure that you know and can start to populate it. So listings on Google, Facebook, and Yelp grants you greater control to share your business hours, your appropriate homepage link, postings, and also allows you to respond to any reviews. And yes, if you haven't claimed your listing, there may be things out there that you want to read about your practice and make sure that you can respond appropriately. What's the next step? For you, after you've done your Google business profile, your Facebook, and your Yelp, you want to populate your business pages. Now, the majority of people on Google will visit their business page online before they visit the actual place. Remember that. How do you look online first is the first presentation they're going to see about your amazing practice. So you look at a new restaurant or a new chiropractor in the area. This is why you need to enhance your credibility by continuing to populate your social media pages. And you need to be branching out. I know many of you are not on Instagram yet. I look for each and every one of you on my LinkedIn account. And if you have not linked in with me yet, please do so. At the end of the presentation, you'll see how to look for me on LinkedIn because there's articles there you can populate your Facebook site with or your website. But on Instagram, you can set it up so Facebook and Instagram post with you, but you have to get your Google profile first. So start with the basics. You want your social media channels to be there with you, know which ones you're going to be on and how often you're going to be populating. You want your website to be alive. You don't want a 2020 website when COVID hit. You want a 2023 crisp, accurate, and fun that people want to see that you're the doctor that resonates with them. And then last but not least, your Google your business profile to see where you're at. Next steps. So we're all very busy, and we know that, well, artificial intelligence is getting smarter and smarter and smarter every single day. So, what we want to do when we're busy is we want to set up our autoresponders. And this is how, when you're very busy, your patient to be will know that you're still looking for them. So, we know how busy you are, but you have the opportunity to respond to inquiries immediately. That shows the new potential patient that you're aware they're there. This is why one of the tips to ACE 2023 includes setting up an autoresponder. How do you do that? Well, there's two quick sites that you can do that are on Facebook and Google. So, an autoresponder, just a reminder, responds to the user that may submit a private message to you. Now, you can craft the responder so it includes the best next step for that user to take. An example for many of you will be call the clinic for more information or insert your phone number. Email may be another option to consider if your staff is very, very busy and the phone rings off the hook. We'll let them have a few moments to actually get to, their email as well. So we on the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress have an how to set up an autoresponder message for your practice. So you can look for that and have your staff just walk through it one step at a time, because that's what's going to make the big difference. Once you set it up for Facebook and Google, you'll know that your potential patient is there for you, and they're going to see what you have in store for them as soon as they can get an appointment with you. Next piece, plan your content mix. What do I mean by that? Well, you need to know where you're going and what you want to bring into your practice. So, when you're planning your upcoming content, just utilizing the foundation's evidence based material, it starts to populate for you. So you're not spending hours and hours putting together social media infographics or articles. We work diligently with media companies on how to plan your content mix so you can leverage our materials and you don't have to recreate it. We have social media accelerators. Don't worry, I'll show you what that is in a moment, which are emails that go out 2 times a week and provide the one-click share content for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We also have, as I promised you, I'm on LinkedIn articulators. These are news articles that are tailored to the B2B, meaning that you can send them out to other healthcare providers in your local community. You'll grab most of your community that are going to be populating patient-based materials through Facebook and Instagram. But LinkedIn is very special because it's really the expert articles coming together to share information, and healthcare providers in your neighborhood need to hear from you. So that's why we put together those LinkedIn articulators. Finally, roadmap social posts. So you're going to see social media accelerators, LinkedIn articulators, and our roadmap. Why do you need a roadmap? How are you going to know where you're going if you don't have a plan? And that's what we do for you each and every month. We put week by week. And couldn't this be easier for your front desk or your chiropractic assistant to put together? So think about that. All of the content I just covered includes a minimum of 13 new opportunities for you to share and post. Think about being alive on your social media pages, because that's really what's going to get the new patients when they're looking for you. And I'm talking about the younger patients especially. Your Gen Zs, they're there and they're looking for you. So next, you want to schedule in advance. Scheduling all of your social media already out can be a huge time saver for your staff. You just have to get it on a platform such as Hootsuite, and that can serve both you and your staff, because your pages are being populated by the information you want out there. So you have a particular perfect mix of content between infographics and video. And that, my friends, is why you're planning ahead, because too much heavy blog posting or articles, people lose interest. Too many videos, probably not the best way to educate your patients, unless you're going to be behind the computer and you post them with your beautiful face and you're sharing them. So This is what Hootsuite looks like. And as you can see, when you set up your calendar, you can do drafts and you can work with your staff on that. Maybe there's something coming up in your community that you're going to be a part of. You can start the draft. And then when you have all the details, come back and fill in that draft so it gets posted at the appropriate time. But key to success, you don't know you're winning unless you track your results. We do adjusted reality podcasts, and one of the wonderful speakers, guest on it was Greg Bennett, and he's an Olympic world champion over and over and over again. And he would tell you that it is all about making sure you're optimizing your performance by looking at where you were and, of course, where you want to go. So track those results. Well, the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress always does. And I can tell you that we have tested and measured everything we do at the foundation. This is how we have come up with our monthly themes. We know what works. We've tested it over 20 years. It's our 20th anniversary. We're starting to get a feel for what the profession needs and what the consumers want. So we're aligning this with you so you have the resources you need to create. Now, if you don't know where to start, you can begin by using our roadmap, our social media posts, our articulators, our accelerators, and you just start scheduling away, populating your pages and reaching more individuals with positive impressions and results. As you start to go into the media, listen, tip number 10 is pitching your local media. You have to get out of your office and you need to talk to the media. So, one part about talking to the media is you have to have a really well established brand digitally because they're going to Google you. Trust me. If they're going to spend the time picking up one of your media pieces, they're going to want to know who you are and what you've done. So please look at your brand before you reach out to your local media. Once you've done that, now you're going to be looking at what are the news hooks and time pegs that are important to your community. So in media outreach this year, understand different types of pitches to send to reporters is important. And there's two types, as you see on this particular slide. One is news hooks, and the second is a time peg. A peg and a hook are interchangeable, honestly, as they mean the same thing. The time peg is, as it sounds, it's time sensitive. You want to pitch your local media when you have a topic that is newsworthy, such as a new study came out, or maybe there's a new location for a clinic that you just set up, or it's time sensitive, such as an upcoming event that you're holding in your office to invite your healthcare providers, your media, and your potential new patients that will be coming in. Utilize key findings with high stats. Nothing says boring than something that says, well, 30% of blah, blah, blah. No one cares about 30%. People want you to use high stats when you're pitching. You want to showcase the key findings, like 97% of patients that visit a chiropractor are highly satisfied. That's the stuff that impresses people. And that's what reporters want to really wrap their articles around. Now, listen, you don't want to be calling your media person. They're like your front desk. They're overwhelmed. So when you email them, you want to give them a subject line that has everything in it. Reporters only actually open 3% of the pitches they receive. It's true, unfortunately. Now, your subject line is everything, and it's going to catch their attention. And it needs to be a little clickbaity to draw them in, which aligns with one of our earlier tips. You may want to include the high stat key findings as the subject line to encourage them to open the email. So you are part of that 3%. So remember, I said email the managing editor. You've got your pitch drafted, you've got the subject line set, and you're ready to reach out to your media. But who do you contact? When searching for who the best person is in each outlet, you most likely will want to reach out to the healthcare reporter. But if it's a smaller publication, maybe you live in a smaller town, the managing editor is usually the best contact to send your pitch to. But remember, I said contact is not by phone call. They do not want to hear a phone ring because they're trying to manage their own information coming in. Because remember, they're fairly overwhelmed. Reporters are constantly on a deadline and do not appreciate phone calls unless you have an established relationship with them, which is why you want to meet them, greet them, take them for coffee if you can. Once you have an established contact with them, that's where you start to build relationships. And you want to follow up. If there is anything that I've learned in the 6 years of being at the foundation is consistent persistence. You have to follow up, and it may feel like that you're nagging them, but it has to be done. Our recommendation is to follow up 2 days after the initial email is sent and add following up to the beginning of your subject line. If you do not hear back after 2 emails, well, you can send a third, but sending a third a week after the following up is already sent. Okay. So you have to make sure that you keep with it because it doesn't happen automatically. And remember, 3% is not a lot of pitches that they're going to be picking up on. Now, utilizing your F4C benefits. To ACE 2023, your foundation membership begins with the fullest, the brightest, and the most in tune. And if you're not currently a member, well, 2023 is the time to become a member because we have everything you need to ACE 2023. Now, what am I talking about? Well, we have print and digital resources. Our website has print and digital resources available to you whenever you need them, and it'll help you build awareness of chiropractic in your area. And it's important to have that because when you start thinking about a presentation, maybe you're going to go to your local high school and talk about tech neck or selfie thumb. I don't know what it's going to be, but when you come to the foundation, it will be there for you. You will not be inventing the wheel. But when you visit our website, you'll want to click on the Media Center tab, which opens the ton of resources for you from ebooks to brochures, tip sheets to PowerPoints. And there is something in there for any topic that I think you'll want to get out of your office and present. So be ready. There's where you're going to see it, the print materials, that little media center there on the top white bar. That's where you want to go and share the materials that are right for you. Now, unfortunately, as many of you know, your communities are suffering. And one of them is on the opioid crisis. It's only gotten worse. So being able to maybe have a town hall in your community where you can bring our opioid information with you. We have 3 opioid toolkits to help you generate media campaigns in your particular community. And these toolkits support campaigns like mental health or posture or supporting your military. It's all about what you want to do in your community and when you want to do it. So the toolkits are a big piece for you to be able to function accordingly. So as you go through, I want you to know that we're right there with you. And we have video now available. You may have seen this video. It is fabulous. It's a Mavis. It's a true story. It is Mavis, an 89-year-old woman who, in fact, has seen a chiropractor her entire life. It's a true story. And you can access and populate your social media pages with this particular commercial. The videos your patients and community see will help them better understand why chiropractic is a great natural choice for them. That's just one piece, short form videos for your social media. But now we come into accelerators. Remember, I talked earlier, what is an accelerator? We covered this quickly before, but a recap of an accelerator: social media content available for you to populate your Facebook, Twitter, and your Instagram pages. What does it look like? Promised you I'd show you. This comes into your mailbox twice a week as a member. And what do you need to do? A LinkedIn articulator, the ones that I'm showing you right now. You click here, okay? Aging, strong, maximizing stability, diminish fall risks, and you can view the article on LinkedIn. That's how you post it. If you don't want to wait for the next accelerator to come out, or the next articulator? Well, go to my personal LinkedIn account, Sherry McAllister, and you'll be able to take any article that works for you to educate your community further. Now, many of you don't know this, but if you're part of your state association, you're actually supporting co op marketing with your state association. So I urge you to be part of a larger community and be part of your state association, because they're going to be working for you to really get out the information across the nation to help personally make chiropractic part of every community. And this happens to be in Sacramento, California. So, what resources again are available? Here are three resources that you can use to assist you further when cold pitching local press, bridging the social media gap, and guiding yourself through autoresponders on Facebook. Links are included here, so you can find them in the print material section on our website. But remember, nothing happens unless you are, in fact, consistent. It doesn't help to do social media once a month. Not happening. Not a good choice. You have to have a consistent persistency. That's what's going to make you an ace in 2023. Consistency is the key to increasing your patient base, educating consumers in your area. And as we embark on our 20th anniversary, we know the persistence and consistency of your clinic is the utmost of importance for your success. So let me just give you a little bit of success and updates for the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress. As we noted, it's our 20th year. We couldn't be more excited to celebrate what that means. And what that means is we're putting out more materials for you, and we're educating the nation. How did we educate the nation? Well, I hope you got to see on CNN a few weeks back the American Pain documentary. And we played our commercial twice during that episode on the American Pain. This video was crafted as a new commercial for this year as part of our Naturally Chiropractic campaign. And it's a true testimonial. When the choice is between a pharmaceutical product for pain or chiropractic, the choice is naturally chiropractic. As we go through, I promised earlier I'd show you what a roadmap is. This is something you need to do with your staff and be really proactive in getting it together. Do you want to reinvent the wheel? I'm not sure you do. I want you to really look at this February marketing roadmap, because it's week by week, social media posts, getting out into your office, the key to success. And what does success look like? We could not do it without you. And this is the first time in history that the chiropractic profession has ever won a gold award in this particular marketing awards. This is the HDMI Awards, standing for Healthcare Digital Marketing Awards. And yes, we won a gold. That is the exciting part. So you know you have a trustworthy source. But it doesn't stop there. 2023, we're acing it together. What else did we win? Well, there's the gorgeous Ava Award. She is beautiful. And I'm waiting anxiously for her to show up at my door. This is the Audio Visual Arts Award. It's a global award, and we achieved a gold winning status. We share it with McKinsey and Company, which is 30,000 employees, $35 billion budget. It's just an amazing group, McKinsey and Company. And their podcast that won gold was called The Future of Asia. Our podcast, of course, is called Adjusted Reality, trusted by the adjusted. And you sitting there right now are the adjusted. And we can't do it without you. So podcasts release every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. Look at them, share them with your patients, inspire patients to share them with new potential patients, because that's how we get more and more people joining us and getting excited. And remember, podcasts are a Gen Z thing. they go to the gym, and they listen to a podcast. So we're getting all of our age range from our videos, our social media, our outreach, and our podcasts. And these are some of the great ones that I think you're going to love that are season 5. I can't believe season 5 is here, but it is. Remember, I just mentioned Greg Bennett, rock star Olympic triathlete. And then we have Dr. Stephen Hussey. He wrote a book on the heart and the heartbeat. Secrets to Cardiac Wellness is the podcast. It's fascinating. It is so chiropractically approved. I cannot tell you. As soon as you listen to it, you'll smile because you know there is definitely a natural approach to health in there. And that's why we put these on. We don't hammer chiropractic because no one wants to be lectured to. They want to be brought in through fun, inspiring stories and exhilarating ways to really manage their wellness. And it's always through the eyes of a chiropractor. And if you're ever at one of the events that we go to, stop by the booth. I know I'll have something special for you. This coming week is Parker. So if you're at Parker, please stop by our booth. I promise you there'll be stuff there for you. And if you're also going to be heading to Palmer, Florida's homecoming, well, you'll see me there too. So we got a lot going on at the end of the month, but I want to thank you because without you, we can't do what we do. And we know you're going to ace 2023. Take these tips presented today and become the best chiropractor you've ever been. And I look forward to seeing you at one of our events. This is the time to celebrate, educate, and elevate chiropractic in a way that we've never done before. We're breaking barriers. We're knocking on doors. Sometimes they won't answer. Keep knocking. You never know. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will open unto you. So let's make magic happen in 2023. We'll talk to you next month. And remember, next Tuesday is another fabulous guest on ChiroSecure 2023.
Isn't it time you join the most powerful team of successful doctors in chiropractic and go for the gold? Simply go to www.f4cp.org/package and get your customized practice success solution.